Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video, we're just going to have a look at the Mystifiers synergy, so I'll be right back. So, this is the Mystifiers synergy. We're going to do some testing in PvE and probably PvP as well. So, first things first, let's go through and break down what the different perks are for the Mystifiers this season in the Hope Tree. So first things first, energy on basic attack. So synergy makes gain 7 positive Moonglow energy after each basic attack. That's okay. That's okay. It works out quite well, relatively. You're getting 35 energy a round if all of your units survive till the end of the round. So can work out quite well. And synergy mates gain 1 negative Moonglow energy every time they receive healing. Now, I think for me, personally, on a Mystifiers team, this is the one you want to go with, energy on heal. But we're going to do some testing, find out. So let's go ahead and test the Grace of Gaze first. So, consumes 200 positive Moonglow energy to banish 1 enemy. Cooldown round 1. Oh, 1 round, sorry. Now, they did say they were going to put a minimum of 2 rounds, effectively. To activate this. So every 2 rounds you get to activate it. And I think what they've done is they've limited it through the... So there we go. They've limited it through... let's get you all leveled up. They've limited it through the energy absorption. So getting to 25 positive Moonglow after each basic attack. At the start of battle, all allies gain 25 positive Moonglow. So you should be on quite a high number of Moonglow energy by the time you reach the end of round 1. Maybe even enough to activate this. So at full power, so at level 5, consumes 200 positive Moonglow energy to banish 1 enemy target from 5 rounds. So it is a total of 5 rounds, and it is only 1 unit that disappears. So let's jump in and let's check out the Mystifiers in some PvP. And then what I'll, PvE. And then what I'll do, at the end of these 5 rounds, I will... make a change. We'll go over to PvP. We'll test this particular synergy out in PvP, and then we'll move on to the negative Moonglow energy. So first things first, let's build ourselves a coherent Mystifiers team. This should be absolutely fine. Do we have any of the good Mystifier effects? No, not particularly, so we can take you out. Heal rate is good. Speed we don't need because we've got Gaye. So let's increase, well, let's do basic attack and then attack as well. So that seems absolutely fine to me. Relics are absolutely fine. Let's jump in. Let's find out just how good they are. So this banish effect, it's going to be okay, I think. The problem is getting up to that 200 energy mark. Previously, I think it was get up to 100 energy, and then you could banish an enemy. So it was absolutely sort of... out of proportion. I don't think you'll need the banish effect particularly. With a full team of Mystifiers like this, you definitely won't need banish effect. And remember, it's on basic attack that we gain energy. So the thinking behind it is, after triggering dodge, retaliates with a basic attack. Yeah, so apparently we've got up to... And how have we got positive Moonglow energy? That's weird. Very strange. So there we go. Looks like it seems to work well. Mystifier is just very, very powerful synergy. I did miss it, my apologies. But the final node that was leveling up is Corrode. When dealing Corrode damage, Mystifier's synergy deals an additional damage equal to 5% of max HP, not exceeding 1000% of their attack. So effectively, the higher the HP that you can give yourself on this team, the better off you'll be. So again, we'll see if we can trigger this banish effect. I don't think we'll be able to in this particular difficulty. We may be able to do it later on, but I still think that they've got control effects later on. So the unstoppable effect in, what do you call it? From the Glorians, I think that all enemies will have that effect in the stages where this particular banish mechanic will really matter. I do think, like I said, just from... having a look at it, that the other synergy, so it is 100. Oh, maybe we got up to 200 energy. Now we're down to 100. Very strange. But seems to be working out quite well. We did banish an enemy. We did manage to proc it, and it was reasonably useful. Again, we're already doing too much damage as is. With thanks to Lancelot, with thanks to Gaia, with thanks to Talos as well. And the other two are applying Corrode. So as you can see, doing a lot of damage right off the bat with that Corrode. Again, it is all based on max HP, so it's 5% of max HP. And realistically, we could do with a HP increaser on Mystifiers in order to play into this as well. So something to keep in mind. I think these guys should be dead quite soon. Yep, so we even got the banish there. Yeah, so it is on 100, but we get to 100 energy. Seems to banish, and the cooldown is 1 round. So every 1 round, if we're so it doesn't proc it. That is strange. The energy that we had, or the energy that we gained, it doesn't trigger from the retaliation or the counter attack. So in PvE, it doesn't seem to work that way as far as I can see. So again, we'll go through this. Just watch this. Watch these next couple of fights. We'll jump into a PvP matchup. And then we'll see how well the Mystifiers perform in there. We'll see whether or not the increase in damage pays off significantly in there. I think that's really the real reason that people are running Mystifiers is just because of how much damage they can do and how quickly they can do it as well. So we are consistently banishing one enemy at the start of round 1. Cooldown is 1 round, so we should have, when we go into the next round, the ability to banish again, but we'll have to see. Now this is Solomon, this is Bind, so we need somebody to remove Bind. There is one unit on here, and it's Ozzy, so let's go ahead, let's take out, we'll say Talos, and then we'll pop in Ozzy in this one just to counter that bind mechanic. Stick our 2 monarchs at the front, and then we should be able to pass through with little to no issue, especially with the with Ozzy on the team. Yeah, that's it's not bad damage to say the least. Perhaps we didn't even need to include Ozzy on the team, but it is what it is. I do have his exclusive rune, so he does have the chance to apply, I think it's Pessimism, something like that. But I don't think we'll need it at this particular stage. Yeah. So that's it. That is the Banish, or the Grace of, what's it called? Let's find out. Where are you? Mystifiers. Yeah, so it is the Grace of Gaze. Again, I think it's okay. I think it does the job. So let's jump into PvP. Let's build a team. Be back in a sec. Okay, here we are. So we've just jumped in. This is the team that I've decided to go with. It's this first team. Let's see just how well the banish mechanic works against a relatively standard Ethereal's team. So it looks like the Mystifier is still able to output quite a lot of damage even on round 1. I suspect that combined with the damage done from the Doomsdayers, that's going to be even stronger. So we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what I'm going to do after this. So yeah, it worked out relatively well, and they are a reasonably high-powered team. So let's go ahead and skip through. We'll be back in a sec. And here we are. So we do have the Grace of Demon, or technically the Grace of Enigma. It has been labelled incorrectly, unfortunately. This is actually the Grace of Demon, and this is Grace of Enigma, just been labelled wrong. I have pointed it out on the Discord, so we should be getting around to that over the next couple of days. So got nothing else active, nothing boosting. The Mystifiers team here. So let's go ahead, jump in, and just see how far we get. Now, we're going to use the same exact lineup just for testing purposes, we'll use Talos. Pop Talos in the front again. We'll keep Gaye in the middle. It doesn't really matter altogether too much. Let's jump in and let's see how much this Grace of Enigmas helps out. So this applies the Phantom Illusion effect. In case you don't know, Phantom Illusion effect will steal an enemy unit for, I believe it's 4 rounds. So we'll see how quickly we can get that applied. And it seems as though we are taking a lot of action. We're gaining a lot of energy already, as you can see, up to 79 energy. I'm not too sure what the threshold is. Let me just check on that. Threshold for this, so it's 9 negative Moonglow energy every time we receive healing, and 200 negative Moonglow. So we do need to consistently receive healing. So every 1 to 2 rounds, we should, hopefully. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to get to round 2. We have received healing there as well, so we received more healing. We do get up to 178. So at the start of round 2, depending on the team that you're running, I think. So if you are running a lot of deviants, what they will do is on attack, they will heal a proportion of the damage done back to them, which is why we saw an incremental healing, and you'll see it again. So when Gaia attacks, when Astrid attacks, and when Dullahan attack, we will receive healing back, and we also receive healing at the start of the round. So 9 healing every time we receive, 9 energy every time we receive healing. So this gets up to 70. And then Astrid there, when she attacked, she did have the leech effect active. So very strong effect. And if you have the unique runes, whenever you receive healing, you also increase your damage up to a maximum of 100% as well. So Astrid will have that available to her. As you can see, when Dullahan attacked, we also gained a boost of energy. And when Gaia attacked as well, we also received a boost of energy. So hopefully we'll be able to get to round 2. It doesn't look likely at this point, but we'll see. We are up against Phantoms, which is helping sort of stem the bleeding from the opponent. But yeah, so there we go. So we've received our healing now. We're up to 169, and this should put us up to 187. Oh, how did that work? Weird. But we're up to 196, so we're nearly there. So partway through round 2 is when we'll be able to proc that Phantom Illusion effect. We'll carry on until we reach until we reach 40 or level 40, and then what we will do is we'll jump into some PvP with the exact same team lineup and just see how effective the Phantom Illusion effect can be in PvP as well. Now this is going to be a lot easier this time round because there's no revival effect from the enemies. They do have 2 monarchs, or I believe it was 3 monarchs, but realistically they're not going to be able to survive, unfortunately, for much longer. I think potentially the end of this round, or as soon as we hit round 2, when the corrode effect kicks in, or even now. Flipping heck, didn't last very long. Round 1. Oh, couldn't even give me 2 rounds, could you? Well. Again, we've got 3 monarchs on the enemy team. This is Abyss 39, so again, not the toughest of enemies in the game. I'm looking forward to peak difficulty. We'll have to see how strong the enemies really are, but I think with Mystifiers and potentially Glorians, that combination of units, it's going to be so powerful. It really is. I suspect so, but we'll have to see. We'll do more testing. That'll be out over the next couple of days. So if you haven't already, and you're this far into the video, you watched me for 14 minutes so far, please do consider subscribing. I am up to sort of 950 subscribers, looking to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark so my wife can finally relax. Whenever I do these videos, she knows I'll be making money rather than just playing my stupid game, in quotes. But yeah, so we got to 115 in round 1, 115 energy. That's quite good. I'll take that. And Holy Shield. This potentially might stem the bleeding some more. There is 4 monarchs on the enemy team and Marina in here, so we should see we should see. Oh no, I don't think they're going to survive very much longer. Yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is. What can you do at this stage anyway? What can you do? It's all about having lower tier enemies to test these synergies out. Again, it's quite difficult when the enemies don't last for more than a round, but we'll have to see. So we did apply Phantom Illusion there. So as you can see, we've stolen Telenas from the enemy team, which is quite useful. It's very similar to the Banish effect. So it's one or the other. If you don't like Banish, then you've got the Phantom Illusion effect, which is realistically the same thing. It doesn't help the Mystifiers altogether too much, but it's an additional bonus, I would say. Right, okay, so we are on Mystifiers next, unfortunately, for the damage reduction, but we'll see. So let's jump into same fight, same opponent. We're going to Pentaduel, and let's go ahead and battle this out and just see how well we do. I think it's going to be the same result, but we'll see. Because I think the damage that we're going to do from the Mystifier's corrode effect right at the start is going to overwhelm the enemy quite frequently. Yeah. So 3 down already. It is really strong. It is really strong, especially with Lancelot, especially with Talos, and especially with Gaia as well. Really strong. Like, hindrance has been applied, so we don't gain the buffs that we normally would. But at this point, I think it's too much. It's too much, too powerful, too strong. And the rest of them got to lose. The reason for that is because, let me show you. So I had all of my teams set up with 2 Glorians on them because I had Grace of Hunters active. And I was winning matches left, right, and centre. But if you lose the Grace of Hunters, these teams become kind of redundant. I mean, look at that. Just, yeah. We're going to lose the next 3. It is what it is. I've not built those teams. Maybe this one? No, absolutely not. But yeah, it's again, like I said, it's 1 out of 3. We've built specifically for this one team in our hope tree, and that team won. So I'm quite happy with how that has gone specifically. What do I think of the 2 separate for Mystifiers? I do think Race of Enigmas is better, and it's because of this gain 9 negative Moonglow every time they receive healing. The start battle, all allies gain 25 negative Moonglow. This is much more in line with what Mystifiers are trying to do. This it's basic attacks. You're not going to proc this in PvP, not altogether too often, not as much as you'd like anyway. This is consistent over the course of rounds, so you'll be able to Phantom Illusion more often than you'll be able to Banish. So for me, I think Grace of Enigmas is the way to go, or technically Grace of Demon. And you make sure you've always got your Bone Corruption. So when dealing corrode damage, Mystifiers synergy mates deal an additional damage equal to 5% of max HP. That's going to seal Mystifiers this season. They're going to be absolutely fantastic. And let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Are you looking forward to Mystifiers? Are you rolling your eyes again at them? Let me know. And you have a great day.